have I missed it with my life? I think every single one of us at some point asks that question. Have I missed it? I think we hate to think that thought, to question that. It's easier to just live fast and just never ask the question, yet we can't escape it. I want to tell you a story today that I think will help bring some perspective, because we all wrestle with that at some point. Today in the mail, I received a pen. A friend made this for me, and I received it today. And you'll notice it's made out of wood in the middle there. And this pen tells about 10 stories. Along with this pen, I received this certificate. You see that bleacher right there? From a bleacher like that came the wood for that pen. So let me tell the story behind the pen. I was 10 years old and I was at a baseball game at this stadium right here. Maybe in that seat, we don't know. But it was in a seat just like that. And I was sitting behind first base. And as 10 years old, I'm dreaming for the ultimate thing to happen in my life. I want to catch a Major League Baseball at a ball game. That was a time in my life where it's hard, you just didn't find a Major League Baseball. You couldn't get on Amazon and order a Major League Baseball. And for some reason as a child, when I went to Cleveland with my parents to go see my grandparents, we'd always go to games and see the Indians play. And I dreamt of getting a ball, and I always took my mitt. And I would go in this stadium, and the stadium had like 80,000 seats, but for those baseball games, they would have about 7,000 people there. And as a kid, you look around and think, I am certainly going to get a ball at this game. How could I not? Because there's like 73,000 empty seats. Well, I'm young and I don't understand. There's still 7,000 people there, spread out in a large area. And there's only so many foul balls, and I don't do the division, and I realize it's not very likely. But I have my mitt, and I want to get the ball. The day I was about 10, my brother and I were there with my uncle and my dad, and we were getting antsy, and we wanted a better chance at a ball, so we looked out at right field and thought, out there's not many people. Let's go sit out there, and somebody will hit a home run, and we'll go get the ball. We went out there for a couple innings, and when we were out there was a ball hit near first base, behind first base where we were sitting, and we didn't think too much of it. But when we got back, my dad and my uncle were laughing at me. They said, Mark, it landed on your seat. And the guy right behind me is holding it in his hand. What disappointment. Like, there was my chance. My friend, life has a way of telling you and I that life means you have to be at the perfect seat at the perfect moment to get the ball that's destined for you. And if you're not at that seat at that perfect moment, the thing that was destined for you will never happen. Then what do? Do you spend the rest of your life on the sidelines thinking, well, I had my chance and I missed it? Fast forward about 12 years. Now I'm back at that same stadium, sitting in a seat just like this. Now I'm in left field. It's the last 3 games ever at this stadium. A stadium Babe Ruth played in, and the other big names in sport and baseball history. And my wife and I, my new wife, were sitting in left field home run territory. The place is packed, almost 80,000 people. And up steps a player named Bo Jackson, who at the time was one of the best athletes on the planet. And he stepped up and hit a line drive right at us. I still had my mitt because I still want the ball. And right to my left is my wife, who's pregnant with our first son, about 6.5 months pregnant. Just to her left is the aisle. And that ball's coming right at us, and I see it. Here comes my precious. And it's screaming right at us. And it comes and ends up just to the left of my wife. and I can't get through her pregnant body. And the guy right behind her reaches over and he catches it in his mitt. A Bo Jackson home run. Foiled again. But fast forward about a year and a half later. Now there's a brand new stadium. And I am anticipating taking a trip with my son to go to the ball game. One of the best memories of my childhood is going to the ballpark with my dad, my uncle, my brothers, and seeing a baseball game. And now I'm going to do it with my son. And I remember Matthew so well. He got this little red baseball cap on and this little matching baseball shirt and shorts, says baseball across the front, a little star on it. I can see it so vividly. And I'm carrying him across the street. We walk up to the gate, and you can look through the gate and see the field. It's below ground level, and batting practice is happening, and the gate's not open yet. And somebody hit a home run up onto the concourse, and a security guard picked it up. And there's a whole bunch of people outside this gate, but that guard walks right over, and he hands the ball to my son. And I thought to myself, Matthew, you don't even know what's happened to you right now. You don't even know. The dream of my life, it has happened to you, and you did nothing for it. You don't have a mitt yet. You can't even say baseball. You don't know what this is, and it's just happened for you. Life has a way of making us think that life is about this thing that it was never about. When I think back at that moment where I'm holding Matthew and he gets a ball, that's what life is about. You see, I just showed up and carried some other human that they might experience something. Life was never about me being at the perfect spot, at the perfect moment in time for the thing to come to me. Life is about me at all times, in all seasons, doing something that enables some other human to experience something. And that day, it was an honor to get to be a man holding a son so that he could get a ball. Think about just a year and a half prior when Bo Jackson's home run ball is coming right at us, and just to my left is my wife, who's chosen to love me. She didn't have to do that. She's chosen to carry a son in her own body. She's chosen to with her life, create and be a part of the creation of another human. That's my son. And when the ball's coming, I'm trying to get her out of the way for me to get the thing. But the thing was never the thing. The real thing is there's this human in my life that's chosen to love me, and I can choose to love her. Here's a ball that I received from a student probably 10 years ago. Because I taught school for years, and this student, her name is Kayla, she writes on this ball, "I loved your story about how your son got his first baseball. Now you have one too." This is what life is about. I got to teach kids about life. That's how you get the best of life. My friend, every single one of us at some point comes to a moment of wondering, did I miss it? Was my life supposed to be about being at this exact place, at this exact moment, to get some exact thing? No. Life is about who you are and how you show up in all of the moments, in all of the occupations, in all of the activities. And no matter what seat you're sitting in, no matter what seat you're in, you're surrounded by people that your life somehow gets to impact. I know what it's like, my friend, to wonder, did I miss what my life was supposed to be? You haven't. You haven't. Get back to what you were made for as a person, which is to show up boldly in all situations with all the people in your life and give your best love. Because maybe as you walk alongside other people, your life will enable them to experience something. My friend, you have not missed it. You simply haven't.